G'day and welcome to Crafttopia. In front of me, what I have is 4 breeding machines which make cows, and then the cows themselves then get stuck in the middle and fill up the breeding machines when the cows die. The other thing is too is the overflow cows will fall off each corner, so this corner here and that corner there. And in this game it has a mechanic where farm animals drown in water. So if you're far enough away from your beach, at the moment we're walking, as soon as we get to a spot, we start swimming, this is the spot that the animals can drown in. And then what I've done is I've used the like the sucker, the yellow thing to suck up the different resources that we've got available, and they end up getting taken to the market here and they get sold. So at the moment we've got 3,000 gold of materials. In a previous video you saw that I was collecting the sheep, and you can see we don't have sheep in the property anymore. So what I need to do is do similar but for sheep and wool. So I'll show you what it looks like without the chaos of all the cows and that sort of stuff. So this is the top layer. It is really specific about how it's built, and I'll get into that in a minute. And then we've used fences down on the water. What I'll probably end up doing is put a wall on this side because it looks like it could be a little bit too shallow for drowning, but it should be fine. And I've got 2 of those. Now the reason to have it the shape it is when we use the breeding machine, it actually has the mechanical cogwheel that takes up space at the back. And the ones on each side near the trap, we can put that cog piece down a little way into the back of it. But the ones in the middle, their cog piece is going to get, we need to make sure it doesn't quite touch the wall. So we need to get ourselves centered where the cog part on the back of the machine is touching the wall. And in this game, placing objects is really annoying. So I'll rotate this, make it easy for myself, so I'm looking at the breeding scope. That's where the cows come out. And what we want to do is just get it in the middle of the tile, pretty close. We're as closest to that wall as we probably want to be able to go, and just get that placed in. And then we want to do the opposite one next, because it obviously needs to come forward of that wall. And what we now need to do is get the next ones to fit inside. Now, without the gap in the wall, that cogwheel wouldn't fit because of the width of the machines. So you've got to be quite specific about trying to get it to fit. Placement in this game is so challenging. Hopefully they fix it. Challenge early access. So we want it sort of there, covering the hole. And our last one will be in a similar place on this side. And downstairs, we want to use a market stall and put it in the middle, on the middle tile. Sorry about the camera angle. Not very fun. And you want to put it this way, lengthways. Now the reason to do that is then when we put the suckers on, the things that suck up the resource, it's a bit further on the tile. If we put the marketplace the other way, it's a little bit further away to get the resource, and it doesn't cover up that hole very well. So get that placed on there. And now we've got that worked out. So the only thing I need to do is go and capture some sheep. At the moment I've got some pretty good weapons, so I really can't hit a sheep, especially in this area because they're low level. What level is this guy? So I need to hit him with my fist. And what you're looking for is when you get the animal down to a low thing like that, use the capture balls. Capture ball. And happily capture a sheep. Lost that one. So yeah, so again for me, I need to punch this guy. See how he's yellow? If I hit him again, he's going to die because of even my fists are too strong. Yep. I do know there are some bigger sheep for me up the top of the hill. I won't go that far. See, this guy's gone yellow. Oh, the challenge of the game. Oh, I wanted level 1. Oh, I'm going to kill him in the first punch. Level 3. Oh, here we go. Grab the Pokeball. Give him a bop. Give him a bop. One of the frustrations in this game, I spotted that the the prism thing that we're using, you can mass produce at your workbench. It does actually have a slider, so you can produce 10 or 100 or whatever. So once you've got all that set up, so what we need to do is jump up this wall. Use this Pokeball things that we just had. So hopefully I am holding a sheep, captured sheep. And so what I'll do is I'll put one on this one on this one, out of the way. Now when this machine produces a sheep, and whatever machine it goes to is where I'm going to put my third one. So the idea now is these sheep will produce offspring. The offspring wander around, and eventually the pathfinding drives them into a corner. And depending on what corner they drive into, depends on what machine they will get captured onto. So this guy got caught on this machine. So I'll put my Pokeball one on this one. So they're now producing sheep. And in short order, the levels increase. So the level 3 sheep are making level 5 sheep. And then if we get 2 level 5 sheep, we can have a higher level. So eventually what will happen is the breeding level of your animals will increase as well, just as a side effect. So if you're after XP, like if I was after a massive amount of XP, I just go over to my cow farm and jump in with my sword, use my special attack. Oh, didn't equip my sword. And just slash cows. Obviously don't need to kill all of them because you still need your breeding to work. And then you can start to get all the funny achievements. So I just got 30 attacks in 10 seconds. So the one that I'm looking for is the 99 million one. So without automation, I can get 600,000 gold with one run through my crops. Sorry again. I have crossbred the crops to the highest level, so I now have access to tomatoes. So if you're looking at the different seed types, they actually have, that's a 9-star common tomato seed, and then they go 8 for grape, 7, that's a double up for the tomatoes, beans, carrot, rice, they're all the common ones down the bottom. Yeah, so I've bred that up. You need to use these machines to get your seeds up, and you need to put massive amount through the machine. Like I've put 400 or 500 of each level plant through that machine in order to get the seeds I needed for the next level. So hopefully, yeah, we now got a bit of chaos in the volume of sheep in here, and we'll get wool up the top and meat up the top as well. And the wool. Welcome back to Crafttopia. As you can see, I now have 6.3 million coins, credits, whatever it's called, gold, for the game. So I've generated 4 million credits since we spoke last, but I've also done a lot of things. I went AFK while I had a bit of dinner, and my second farm, which is just here, got completely nuked in some event, and I died, so I had to respawn. And then I took the opportunity to rebuild the sheep farm. So you'll notice that this is now a bit different. So I've only got one breeder with the green pipe facing into the middle. The other ones breed the sheep directly into the pits on the edges. So any sheep that are spawned actually go straight into the killing pits. And I've done that on both sides. And then the one at the back sends the sheep into the generator. So so if there's a sheep in the generator, the other sheep get pushed past, and then they can slowly make their way around the boards and fall into the killing pit as well. I've added I don't know what these things are called, the sucker. Let me check what they're called. Absorber. The absorber, I've got one here and one over the other side, which helps suck some of the materials towards itself, but because there's no floor, it just drops it down, and then we then have it all getting sucked towards the market there. You can see how it's quite successful in sucking the materials now. You can see there it just sucks it straight up. So occasionally you get something stuck on the edge like that, but it's now working a lot better. So this one now has 100,000 gold in it from an automatic process. So yeah, it's a little bit less chaotic, but definitely more efficient now. So you do run the risk that you will run out of sheep if the breeder, this single breeder, doesn't keep enough sheep in the pen for you to keep operational. Yeah, so anyway, that's my update, that's my tune, that's where I've gotten to with this machine. I probably won't play with it too much. I did have a machine full of bears, and I did have a huge amount of them, and I think the machine blowing up during my AFK was the fact that it had too many bears in the same spot from entity cramming. So I'm being a bit more lenient on the numbers, and it seems to be working a lot more efficient. So anyway, I'm going to update this here and post you the video, and if anyone's playing Crafttopia and they see anything online that's cool, or I should have a look at and see if I can improve it or that sort of stuff, I will. I won't go into it right now, but one of the things that you can do is plantation cramming. So here you can see that my markers say that I've got 5 or 6 crops in that one square, and then here I then use the similar process to suck the farm, but I still find that it's not as efficient as you walking through and collecting it up. When I have my plantation all fully set out, I could get 600,000 from the crops in how I had it laid out, and this doesn't quite work the same way. So anyway, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching.